Juliet to your Romeo, how I heard you say, never fall in love again until I find.
No, Dad, I can't do that. I'm fine like this. He said, looking at his dad, who is sitting on the couch, looking at him. He signed it and looked at his son, Mr. Jeon. But Jungkook, think about him, he said, pointing at the lead guy who is busy playing in his room. Mr. Jeon, he needs someone to look after him. Jungkook, but Dad, what if that someone gonna marry me just for money and didn't take care of Junghoon? I won't let it happen. Mr. Jeon, that's why I have someone for you to look after you and Junghoon. Jungkook, no Dad, I don't want to get married again. I'm fed up with this all. I'm fine like this. I'm worried about my son. Mr. Jeon, who was sitting on the couch, got up and walked to Jungkook. He kept his hand on Jungkook's shoulder and said, Mr. Jeon, but I am also worried about my son. As he said that, Jungkook looked at him being speechless. Jungkook, Dad, Mr. Jeon, it's up to you, Jungkook. You are a father, and you can understand how painful it will be seeing your son all alone. You can understand how I'm feeling. Mr. Jeon, but it's totally up to you. I won't force you again. I'm going to repeat the same mistake. It's totally in your hand. Just tell me one thing, yes or no. Jungkook, Dad, Mr. Jeon, but remember one thing. He needs a mother. Mr. Jeon, as a father, you can provide all facilities for him, but not a mother love which he deserves in this age. Jungkook looked down and started thinking. His father wasn't forcing but saying the truth. Jungkook lost in thoughts. He slowly lifted his head and looked at his dad. Mr. Jeon looked at him with hope. Jungkook, okay Dad, only for Junghoon I am going to agree with this. Mr. Jeon weakly smiled and patted his shoulders. Mr. Jeon, I will contact Mr. Shin. Jungkook nodded with an expressionless face. But that's when, taking some small footsteps, a little one with 2 eyes and bunny smile ran to him and hugged his legs. Jungkook looked down and his serious face turned into a smiley one. He softly smiled at him. Jungkook, Junghoon, he softly called him and his baby looked up at him with an open smiley mouth and with 2 eyes that can melt anyone's heart. Jungkook chuckled at the cute face. Junghoon, Appa, look, I did a tower with my toys. He pointed toward his playing room. Jungkook lifted Junghoon in his arms. Wow, that's a beautiful tower. Junghoon, let's go and see there with a cute voice. Jungkook nodded. Surely, baby. Jungkook left with Junghoon in his arms. Mr. Jeon, hope this love and happiness stay with you all the time. Dad, try to understand. I'm not saying I won't get married for forever. I need time to make my career and I want to be independent. Mr. Shin, but why and they have waited enough. Unfortunately, he's also agreed for marriage. You're deigning this from 6 months and still saying you need time. Wine, come on, Dad, why are you suddenly arguing about this? Mr. Shin, Wine, dear, the baby needs a mother. Wine chuckled in disbelief. Seriously, Dad, why would you telling me to marry someone who is already in a relationship with someone else before? Mr. Shin, but she died 8 months before. Wine, but still you can't involve me in this, Dad. Am I replacing a wife position and gonna take care of his son? Seriously? Mrs. Shin, Wine, dear, stop behaving like this. Wine, oh please aunt, please stay in your limits. Wine, this is an argument between me and my father. Mr. Shin, Wine, how many times should I tell you to call her mom? Wine, sorry Dad, but no one can replace my mom, so stop forcing me for anything. Mr. Shin, Wine, you're getting married, that's all. Mrs. Shin, I said what I said. Wine, fine, after all, I'm just a doll in this house. Everyone just uses me for their needs and works. Shouting that, she left upstairs. Mrs. Shin sighed and looked at Mr. Shin. Mrs. Shin, why are you forcing her when she's not ready yet? Just simply reject this marriage proposal. Mr. Shin, don't worry, Miyok. She will not regret it. They will treat her like a queen. Trust me, she will be happy. Mrs. Shin looked at the direction where Ryan left and then looked at Mr. Shin and nodded her head lightly. Ryan Po, the day in my life which I dreamed as a high school student, is finally here. But not like a beautiful way, but in the worst way. I never want this day to come and never want this to happen. I still can't process why I didn't fight for myself. Maybe I still want him. I hate myself for not running away from here and disappear. After this marriage with someone else, I moved on from him, but later when I came to know about my dad and his dad being friends, my heart started beating again. I tried my best to break all the contacts with him for my mental peace. But destiny has another plan and pulled me in his path again. Her dad gave her hand to him and he gently held it. She climbed on the stage, but her heart beating so fast. She slowly looked at him and saw him already looking at her with an expressionless face. Jungkook Po, Ryan? So Ryan is going to replace Mia? Same eyes, same lip, same expression, same vibe, the whole same him. Gosh, I hate this. I hate this moment. Why don't you just cancel this all? I don't want to give up my new self and pull my old self up. I'm strong and I'm stay strong. Yes. Few minutes later. Priest, you may kiss the bride. Ryan looked at him maintaining a serious face, and he looked at her with an expressionless face. He bent down and gently pecked her hand. The crowd cheered for them. End of wedding ceremony. Two eyes staring at her from head to toe, sitting on a couch with a bunny toy digging a hole in her soul. She looked at him with an awkward expression. Junghoon, who are you? In a cute way. Ryan, me? I'm Ryan. Junghoon, Ryan? But who are you to me? Ryan, well, Mr. Jeon, your mom, he said, coming from behind Ryan. She got up and bowed. Mr. John cares at Ryan head. Thank you, dear, for taking the decision. Ryan, pardon? Mr. John, for taking the responsibility to take care of Junghoon, even he's nothing to you. Ryan slightly chuckled. Remember how she was so rude with her father before? Ryan looked at him. He's my friend's son, uncle. I'm fine with this. Mr. John, nah, don't call me uncle. I'm your father-in-law. Call me dad. Ryan smiled. Okay, dad. Mr. John, good. Now we are leaving. Jungkook, why don't you stay here with us, Dad, like before when Mia was here? Mrs. Jeon, no, Jungkook, Mia and Appa buy a new house, so we will stay there. We don't want to disturb you. Take care. Ryan, where are you? She said, gaining their attention. Going? Mrs. Jeon, me and Jungkook Dad shifting to a new house. Ryan, but why? This mansion is big enough for 5 people. Mr. Jeon smiled. Don't worry, we will often come to visit you both. For now, take care. Ryan nodded. Mr. John, okay then, son, we are leaving. Jungkook, take care, dad and mom. I will come and see the new house tomorrow. Mrs. John, take care, my son, and don't let Vahan do all the work. Help her. And she said that Jackie and Vahan looked at each other for a second and then looked away with an expressionless face. Mr. John, okay then, bye everyone. And Manitil Cham, say bye to Grandpa. Junghoon high fives with Mr. John. Junghoon, bye bye, Grandpa and Granny of game. Mrs. John, you little. Junghoon giggled, and Jungkook just fondly smiled at his lovely family. Ryan noticed how Jungkook is watching Junghoon with soft eyes and with little smiles on his face while standing in the steps. He doesn't seem cold though. Ryan is 23 years old, who is an introvert, lovely, mature, chaotic, but also a little bit rude. She doesn't mean to sound rude, but she just can't control her anger and spit out everything she wants to say, but regrets later. She is kind and lovable by everyone for her kindness towards others. Jungkook is 26 years old, who is cold, mature, smart, and handsome, successful, rich businessman. He first got married 7 years ago with his dad friend girl by forcing him, but later Mia died in a car accident and Junghoon was only 6 years old. And it's been 8 months. Mr. Jeon wanted Jungkook to have a family again, but he denied for a long time. But after thinking twice about Junghoon, he thought to marry again with Hwan for Junghoon. He doesn't like Mia, his first wife, from the start because she was a playgirl in her high school times and was rude one. Jungkook refused to marry her, but because of Mr. Jeon, he has to do this. He was so fed up by them. They were having fights and arguments in their relationship, but after 1 year later, they got Junghoon in their family. Everyone happy and Mia started acting good, but suddenly everything changed when one day Mia met with an accident. And now Hwan is here to replace Mia as a wife of Jungkook, who is also her crush on her high school days. He was cold from starting. He used to be a popular guy of the high school, but when Hwan was about to confess him, Jungkook was already engaged with Mia, which made Hwan heart broke in pieces and made her move on from him. But not really, she moved on from him. He has the same impact on her and she realized it when she saw him again on the wedding ceremony, but she's just trying to act cold and rude with him so she doesn't again fall for him. But that doesn't gonna work. Mrs. John and Mrs. John left. Jungkook and Hwan again gazed at each other. He turned her back and left upstairs. Hwan also broke eye contact with an expressionless face. But when she looked at front, she saw Junghoon looking at her blinking eyes. Junghoon, you are my mom? He asked it cutely while pouting. Hwan, yes, your stepmom. Junghoon, stepmom? Tickling his head. Hwan chuckled. Never mind, would you like to sleep with me? Junghook, no as no. I will sleep with Baba. Hwan, okay, sleep with your dad, but did you eat something? Junghoon, no with pout. No, I'm hungry. Hwan chuckled. Let's make something to eat. You know how to cook? Wine, yeah, a little bit, but I will try to make tasty. Jungho giggled. Okay, Wine, so let's go to the kitchen. Junghoon held her pinky finger and she chuckled at him. They walked towards the kitchen.